What's going on, squad? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, I have a 187 crank pulley. We're going dual pulley, boys. It's time to make real power. So today I'm going to show you how to install this. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're about to put this car into service mode, but before we can do that, we need to remove this plastic coolant hose. So WD-40, because you're gonna probably break this, knock on wood. We only need to do it on this one. Pop it up like that. So what we're gonna do here to not break this is we're just gonna wiggle it in a circle motion like this, applying a little pressure in the front, not too much so it flings back. You're gonna do this real gentle, real slow. It's gonna take time. This ain't gonna break today, no. See you backing off gently. Come on your way. There you go. There you go, perfect. Also note guys, remove the coolant cap. I have pressure behind that. There you go. Cool. There we go. Now it's gonna leak coolant everywhere. So I'm gonna go get something to catch it real quick. While we have the car lowered, let's go ahead and remove the serpentine belt. 16 millimeter, guys. This is an aftermarket belly shield, guys, so it's not gonna line up just like yours, but you get the gist. While we're under here, guys, we're gonna remove these two. They're 10 millimeters, but I know they're T30s. Right here, see these brackets? It's gonna hold the core support, so we need to loosen it up. Next, we're gonna remove these 3 bolts. Next, we have a T30 over here and on the other side. Removing this, the core support now can move forward. All right, guys, over in these corners, you're gonna have to push it out so it actually disengages. Not pulling too much, don't need to stress things out here. Just enough room to get your hand down there. Now we're gonna raise this up and get to the crank pulley. All right, guys, it's gonna be the most difficult part of the whole job. This is a triple square. They call it ZN10, 10 millimeter, I'm guessing. I have it on a 1/4 inch ratchet with a little extension here. The reason I moved the core support back is to give me more room. You can go ahead and get in there all you want and try to make it work, but it's gonna be a painstaking task, so give yourself some room. Go and break it free. And move on to the next, because I'm gonna use an automatic wrench, or electric wrench, you could say. All right, guys, all the bolts are removed, so we're about to pull this out. But note when you pull this out to keep it in the same orientation. There's a tapered bolt somewhere, and it helps you when you want to go to reinstall it again. So if this thing comes off nice, So guys, I took this off. So this is where I made the line, guys. When I took it off, it was like this. You see right here is the timing marks. See those two rivets? Or not rivets, divots. You need to match it up with this. Can you see that? Yep. So it's obviously one hole off to the left, and that's how we're gonna go in, just like this. All right, let's go put it in. I'm gonna stick a mirror up there to verify orientation's right. All right, so looks like I got it on. Guys, the torque spec is 20 Newton meters plus a 90-degree turn. So I'm gonna go around and just do my 20s. All right, time for the 90. Alright guys, the Serpentine belt, it's not the easiest thing because it kind of pinches. You're not going to know what I'm talking about based off the video. Once you get in there, you're probably better getting the Serpentine belt on the pulley before you install it, but I jumped ahead. So what I'm going to use is to crank the engine to get it to kind of work. Get it to slide in this spot. There we go. Before I get too ahead of myself, how am I turning the engine? I have an Audi tool. It's the only way to crank this thing over. So I got the belt kind of where I wanted it. A couple things not lined up, but we can fix that up top. All right, let's go ahead and lower the car. And let's cover the Serpentine belt stuff first here before we put the front end back on. If you guys can see, I had the belt pinched right here in between the hoses because this is actually the tensioner. So as long as you can get your 15 on there with a wrench, you could then turn it back and you'll be able to slip the belt on. I'm hoping it goes that way. It's been a while since I've done a pulley install, but let's see if this works here. So I have to undo this bolt for the hoses here. Shit. All right, she's on. While we're at it, might as well do the supercharger bolt right now. Not bad. Kind of feels like it has a little more slack than it should. We'll see how it goes. I know there's an upgraded belt for this. I might show you guys what that's all about later on in the video. All right guys, you're more than halfway there. You're doing a great job. Just don't forget these two 10 millimeters that we took off to get the Serpentine belt on. So now, let's go ahead and plug this thing back in. Stick this right here. Those are there just to hold it. We're gonna focus on the bracket here first, the crash bar. All right guys, I have this bar here because luckily I have a lift. Those of you who do not have a lift, you're gonna have to manually lift this up. If it doesn't fit right, it might fit right, but ours is not. Yeah, so I'm gonna use the hoist to lower down to lift this up. You're about to watch that. You guys know, please put these in with your finger. You cross thread one of these, you're gonna have a bad day. Also another note, if you can line up the marks that it made from the impact of the bolt, you know, the circle, it's another way to get it very on point. Putting an Audi Coolant. It is a 50-50 mix. This is a non-distilled, but I mixed it with water already. All right guys, before I forget, do not forget this right here. All right guys, we have it in the black line here. Loosen this up a little bit. There you go, see it? All right, it's a solid stream there. Guys, it's been a couple minutes, it's staying right where it should. So we're good. Other than that guys, I'm gonna start the car, make sure everything's good. I'm going to leave the cap off so it bleeds the bubbles. I'm gonna let it get to probably like 5 minutes idling. I'm gonna put the cap back on and then I'm gonna bring it up to temperature. You're not gonna see that in this video because I'm gonna do that tomorrow. It's late at night, so I'm ready to go home. Other than that, that's what you guys need to do at the end of this. And then go drive it. When you get back, go pop the cap off and let it just cool down for a little bit and get the bubbles all the way out. I pressure bled it, but it doesn't mean all the bubbles are out of the system. Ready?
Yup.
All right guys, the car's started up. You might get a little squeak. It will come later because there's water on the belt and stuff, but it's gonna go away as soon as it evaporates. Well guys, thank you for tuning in and watching the bottom crank pulley install, which is pretty much a dual pulley install. We already showed you how to do the upper, and now we showed you how to do the lower. So Hopefully you guys enjoy. And just to give you some facts about the lower pulley, it's a lot better than your OEM one because you're gonna blow it apart. That is a solid one. It's not the fluid dampened one. That's just gonna lead to problems in the future, and we didn't have to grind anything. Also, the 187 millimeter, in my opinion, is the best. Go look at the flow chart of the supercharger. You're requesting a lot from it, guys. 20 PSI, that's the best this thing can do, unless you're gonna heat it up. Fine, you could put in meth and then run more boost, whatever. But we're doing a daily drivability car. On that, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for some more dyno install videos. Take care, guys.